Hello everyone, welcome back to another problem from LeetCode. So the problem is called rising temperature and it is an easy problem. So we are given a table weather and we have three columns: ID, record date and temperature. We have to write a solution to find all dates ID with higher temperatures compared to its previous dates, that is yesterday. So we have to return the result table in any order. So let's look at the example. So this is the weather table. We have ID 1, record date, and then the temperature. And in the output, we have ID 2 and ID 4. So let's look at ID 2. So as you can see here, the previous date. So what is the previous date? So this date is 2nd of January. So previous date is 1st of January. And the current temperature is higher than the previous date's temperature. So in the output, we got 2. Now let's look at 3. First of all, we have to look at the date difference. So if we subtract 1, we will get 2. So we have the record for second of January. But the temperature on 3rd of January is less as compared to the temperature on 2nd of January. So we will not pick 3. Now let's take a look at 4. So the temperature on 4th January, that is 30, and on 3rd January it is 20. So we will pick 4 because it satisfies the condition. So it says the temperature was higher than the previous day, and for 4th of January as well, the temperature was higher than the previous day. That's why we have 2 and 4. So it is an easy problem. We can simply solve this using a couple of functions. So the first function that we will use is, since we have to find the previous day and the previous temperature, so we will use the lag function. So let's see that in action. So we'll do a select ID, comma record date, comma temperature. Now we will use a lag function. Lag of record date. This is the lag of record date, and we will go back one row over order by record date, and we will call this as previous date. And we will do the lag on temperature as well. Temperature, we will go back one row over order by record date as previous temperature from weather table. So now let's run this. So now as you can see here, we have couple of more columns. For 1st of January, the previous date is null, previous temperature is null. We are good. For 2nd of January, the temperature is 25 and the previous temperature is 10 and the previous date is 1st of January. For 3rd of January, the previous date is 2nd of January. The current temperature is 20 and previous temperature was 25. So now we will just use a simple where condition. So what we will do is, let's put this into a temp table with T1 as, now we'll do a select ID from T1 where current temperature, that is temperature, is greater than previous temperature, and we will use the date add function. So we'll do a date add and we want to add a day. We want to add one day to previous date, and this should be equal to record date. So what I'm doing here is, so this line, so we'll do a date add. So date add, so we have used the date add function. So it takes 3 parameters. What do you want to add? So I want to add a day. How many days do I want to add? I want to add one day. And into which column I want to add this? That is the previous date. So let's suppose if I add this. So let's suppose this is the previous date. If I add 1, what is what will come? This will come out to be 2nd of January, and this should be equal to record date. So this just simply means that the difference between the record date and previous date is 1. Right. So now you can also use the date function where you can just provide these two dates, and that should be equal to 1 as well. So that will also work. So now let's run this. Yeah, and it is accepted. Now let's submit the solution, and it passed. So it was an easy problem. So the only thing to understand here is how we use the lag function to calculate the previous date, and we use the lag function to calculate the previous temperature. And after that, it was just a simple where condition where temperature is greater than previous temperature, and the difference between the record date and previous date has to be 1 because it says compared to its previous date, that is yesterday. So that's why we added this condition. So I hope you guys understood, but still, if you have any doubts, please write them in the comment section and I will try to resolve them. And I will also paste the link to this problem in the description so that you guys can practice. Thank you.